Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this channel is going to be your ultimate guide for all the English literature exams that you have been preparing for and all the academic updates that we will have regarding our examinations. So today I'll be talking about such an update that has been released some days before only, and there is so much misconception that is being circulated in the social media regarding this particular draft. So the draft that I'm talking about is the UGC that the UGC 2025 regulation draft that NTA has released some days before. So I thought, why not to make an video and post the authentic information or the authentic key updates that we only need to know regarding our examination or the qualification criteria of our jobs. So today I'll be talking about only the key points that that has been being highlighted in that particular draft. So without much delay, let's start our video and learn and know about the actual authentic things that is important for us. So please first know that this is only a draft. This is not the final outcome or the final decision regarding these changed guidelines. So as I already said, our opinions matters a lot, and this is a draft only where some previously guidelines have been changed to some new ones, and regarding these changed guidelines, our opinions has been welcomed in their official portal till February 6, 2025. So the official portal is open till February 6th, where we can post our opinions, what we thought about this particular guideline is correct or not, what we thought, what new changes can be made in this guideline to further enhance our academic exposure. All these things, all our opinions are welcomed. They have welcomed all our opinions regarding this particular draft. So please remember that this is not the final outcome. So now let's talk about what guidelines have been changed regarding the assistant professors' jobs eligibility criteria. So I'm reading these changes that have been made in the guidelines. You can look in your screen what changes have been made. I have made some key points from the whole draft regarding this assistant professors' eligibility criteria. So for arts, humanities, science and similar fields, you must have a PG degree with at least 55% of marks, and qualifying NET, SET, SLATE is mandatory unless you hold a PhD. So remember, if you hold a PhD, then you don't need to appear. If you have already hold a PhD, then you don't need to qualify the NET exam or SET exam or SLATE exam. But if you don't have a PhD, you need to clear your NET, SET or SLATE to get fit into the assistant professor's jobs eligibility criteria. But as we know that now for getting PhD admission, we have to clear NET, JRF or the third category that has been newly introduced now some days before only. So we have to qualify this criteria to take admission into the into our PhD course. So for now, NET has become mandatory. NET, JRF, SET, these has become mandatory to become an assistant professor or to get PhD admission in any of our desired university. So remember, NET is definitely mandatory unless you already hold a PhD degree. Okay. Next, for engineering and technology, candidates with a PG degree like ME or MTech and 55% marks can apply without NET qualification under the AICTE guidelines. So it's for the engineering or the technical students. If they hold in ME or MTech level, if they hold 55% of marks, they do not need to qualify NET to become an assistant professor in the engineering colleges. Okay. For creative fields, third, for creative fields like drama, music, yoga, visual arts and more, candidates with a UG degree only and with a proven professional achievements, they are eligible to be an assistant professor. So in the creative fields, they can only become an assistant professor through their UG degree or the bachelor's degree that we say, if they hold an academic excellence while they are in their graduation level. Lastly, for those who hold a PhD, you are exempted from the NET, SET or SLATE altogether. Remember, this is an important thing. For those, as I already said, those who hold PhD, you don't need to give NET, SET, you don't need to clear NET, SET or SLATE exam, or even all three of them. As of now, I hope you understand what was the new changes that have been made in the assistant professor's eligibility criteria. Previously, if you hold a PhD degree, you need to clear your NET, SET to become fit for the assistant professor's job. But now, if you hold a PhD degree, you are exempted to give. You are exempted from all this eligibility of the NET, SET or SLATE. Let's talk about the associate professor's eligibility criteria. So first, you need to understand that before becoming an associate professor, you need to be an assistant professor. So this was the whole criteria. But now what they have made, that yes, you need to be an assistant professor to be and then you can get promoted to associate professor. But also, if you are in a CEO position in some great company, or you have some highly academic excellence in your desired field, then you can come and teach, because you have a great experience. I'll give you an example. So if you are a manager of you and if you are a CEO in a multinational company and you know how to run a business, then if you want, you can come and based on your experience and excellence, you can teach in any further higher education institution based on your experience. Then you can become a professor or associate professor or whatever criteria is under which you want to teach. Okay, but the actual eligibility criteria, what is mentioned here is, I'm reading out to you guys. So for being an associate professor, the requirements are like, you need a PhD with a PG degree with minimum 55% of marks. Then at least 8 years of teaching or research experience in higher education institution. So you need to have 8 years of teaching, or you can have 8 years of research experience in any higher education institution. Third, you must have 8 publication in peer-reviewed journals or patents. Fourth, your contributions should be at least in 4 key areas such as innovative teaching or academic leadership. They are being the mandatory fields where you need to contribute to become an associate professor. So first, you become an assistant professor, and after you gain some experience, and if you want in your research field or in your teaching field, you gain some 8 years of the minimum experience was to be 8 years, and after gaining this experience, you can apply for the associate professor job. I hope now you understand what is the eligibility criteria of being an associate professor. That is made some changes in our new draft of 2025 by UGC. Okay, we learned about the associate professor's eligibility criteria. Now let's move forward to know about the eligibility criteria of professors. So if you need to be a professor, a PhD is mandatory with PG degree with 55% of mark. You will need 10 years of teaching or research experience, including 3 years of you being an associate professor. In the associate professor, you need to have 8 years of teaching or research experience, but with a PhD degree with PG in minimum 55% of marks. But in professor's eligibility, you must have a PhD, that is mandatory, along with PG degree with 55% of mark. You will also need to have 10 years of teaching or research experience, including 3 years of an associate professor, of you being an associate professor. Next, research requirements include 10 publications in peer-reviewed journals and successfully guiding at least one PhD student. So one PhD student must have enrolled under you, and he or she must have successfully submitted his thesis or her thesis, and then you must have a 10 publication in some famous peer-reviewed journals. After that, you must have contributed in at least 4 key areas that is required, like community engagement or policy development, to be a professor. So from assistant professor we become an associate professor. After gaining some experience we become professors. I hope now you understand. Now let's talk about one more higher position than professor. Okay, let's now talk about the position of the vice chancellor. What is the eligibility criteria? So for the top leadership position like vice chancellor, you need to be a professor with at least 10 years of experience. Leadership in research, administration, policy making will be critical for you to get the vice chancellor position. Next, you must have contributed in areas like international collaboration, curriculum development. This will make you stand out when you make yourself in the list of vice chancellor. Okay, so these are some of the key eligibility criteria you need to have if you are opting for the vice chancellor job. Now, if we talk about some of the key relaxation that has been imposed in this draft, let's talk about it. So for reserved categories like ST, SC, OBC or EWS, there is a 5% of relaxation in your marks in UG or in PG level. Next, if you have completed your PG before 19 September 1991 and if you hold a PhD degree, then you are eligible for this relaxation. Lastly, special emphasis is given to Indian knowledge system or indigenous language or Indian languages to promote this indigenous education. So these are the key relaxation that these changes have been made in our new draft of UGC 2025 regulation. As we learned that the minimum eligibility criteria for us to being an assistant professor is a master's degree with 55% of marks, and we must have a PhD degree or we must have the cleared NET, SET or SLATE examination. So while you are preparing while you are in your masters, you can give the NET examination, or after your masters you can give the NET examination or the UGC NetJrf examination. Or now newly also it is newly introduced the third category that you are qualified only for the PhD admission, not for the assistant professor. So under these categories you will if you clear in these categories you will get your PhD admission in the universities based on this. So if you have a JRF you will get some fellowship. If you don't have a JRF, if you only qualified under with the NET score or with the PhD category score, you can also pursue your PhD in your desired university. So after your master you can be after clearing your masters and NET, SET, or if you have a PhD degree, if you decided to pursue your PhD degree, after the completion of your PhD degree you can become an assistant professor, and with the experience of assistant professor you can promote to associate professor, and with your experience with being an associate professor you can move forward to be an professor, and with your experience to with the experience you have with your professor job you can apply for the vice chancellor job. But there is some minimum qualification that you need to have, like 8 years of experience, 10 years of experience. These are the minimum eligibility criteria that we have in each job title. We must fulfill these criteria to become to be the to have that desired job that we want in our academic field. So I hope that's this video was going to help you a lot. Those who are confused anymore regarding this whole draft thing, I'll post that PDF of that draft in the description below, so that you can go and check out that whole draft. And as I already said, our opinions matters a lot, so our opinions are welcomed in their official portal on this particular draft till February 6th 2025. So if you guys have any opinion regarding this draft, you can go and post your opinion in the official portal, so that we'll have a future that we want based on our decision. So if you have any more confusion after you read the whole PDF of the draft, you can ask me in the comment section below. Also, if you have any kind of particular queries regarding any examination or any entrance examination, in particularly English literature, you can also ask about all those things from me in the comment section below. So I hope this video is going to help you. So if you like today's video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and also please make sure to share it with your friends, so that if they also have any kind of doubt regarding this whole draft thing, things will also get cleared in their mind. And with this, I end our today's video, and I'll see you all in an next new exciting video that I'll soon bring it for you guys.